Welcome student to MJC Learning. Today we are going to study chapter number 3.5 of your English textbook. The name of the chapter is Drafting a Virtual Message. Drafting a virtual message. So, first of all we understand what is a virtual message and then how it should be drafted. So, virtual message enables you to send and receive SMS text message over the internet where the person is not in front of us but we are getting the message of that person and sometime without having to use a physical phone. So virtual message we are using for a communication. So first of all we need to understand what is communication. Communication is an integral part of human nature where exchange of ideas, thoughts and information from one person to another is communication. As the most intelligent animal on the planet, humans have derived different communication processes to express themselves and understand each other. Before the advent of oral communication, non-verbal methods were used such as gesture, facial expressions and movement. On broader term, communication can be in various forms such as oral, written and virtual. We are aware what is oral and written communication that usually we are doing. First today we'll understand what is virtual communication. So before going to virtual communication, we'll try to understand a message. A message is an informal means of communication where the receiver of the message has to go through the given message and pick out the most vital bits of information. So here there are four types of messages: positive message, negative messages, neutral messages and persuasive messages. Positive message, it is self-explanatory. Positive message that always convey good feelings, appreciation, expression of interest, sympathy, solace. Negative message that always convey disappointment, disapproval, dissatisfaction, refusal. So such type of messages are known as the negative message. What is neutral messages? Where there is no feelings, no emotion, no sentiments. That kind of messages are known as the neutral messages. Persuasive message, that kind of messages are always having the convincing language. Okay, and it is always a agreement on the writer's point of view. Okay, so that these are the types of messages. Now we'll understand what is virtual communication. See children, in your exam the question will be virtual message, drafting a virtual message, not virtual communication. But for understanding a virtual message, we'll see virtual communication also. We need to understand the difference between virtual communication and virtual message. See children, we define virtual communication as a mode of communication that includes the use of technology, audio and video to communicate with people who are not physically present in front of us. People can be next room, in your neighborhood, even miles away. So, with the use of webcam, video conferencing, okay, instant communication we are doing. That's known as the virtual communication. Today we use virtual communication in almost every walk of life, within family, friends, office. Okay, so there is Zoom app. There are various apps on the video messages or video communication on WhatsApp. So there are various apps on social media. We are communicating with each other through audio video. Okay, that's known as the virtual communication. But virtual message is little different from it because that is a communication but in form of message. Now there are 6 major types of messages. What are those? Directional messages, message of possibility, message of reality, message of necessity, new idea messages and reframing messages. What is directional message? See children, directional messages always give us a point of view on the best way to achieve a certain goal. For example, being happier, making more money, better relationship. So, directional messages always gives us a direction, okay, good direction to achieve something, always motivate us. Message of possibility. So there is another kind of message that known as the message of possibility. That is something else is possible. So no matter that how hopeless, how helpless we feel, there is always a path, there is always a way to reclaim our power with mindfulness, love and simplicity. Okay? So no matter how stuck you feel, there is always a way. That a powerful message is known as the message of possibility. Message of reality. Sometimes the message is about how things really are. They are clarifying messages, mini maps that help direct people from confusion to clarity. So, message of reality that brings you from the confusing condition to the condition of clarity. So sometimes we suffer because we don't really see the world for how it is, and someone who can tell it like it is and reset our expectations about the possibilities and limitations of certain approaches will always endanger trust. So message of reality always brings you from the confusion to the clarity state. Message of necessity. We need to. Another kind of message is more of a call to arm for people. It is just not a message of what's possible or what's real, but what's required of us to get what we want. So, what we need to do, what is necessary to do. Okay? So, when some messages give you guideline that what we should do, what we need to do, that known as the message of necessity. New ideas message. See children, when the messages with novel ideas, opinions, suggestion, view are sent with much excitement and enthusiasm, then known as the new idea messages. Okay, some messages are based on the idea, but that people may never had considered before. So when it give you new idea, new thinking, new outlook, that known as the new idea messages. Reframing messages. What is reframing messages? That reframe your thinking. Okay, some messages about taking aspect of our life that we might have framed as the weakness or a bad and framing them as a strength and asset. So when our weakness will be converted into the strength. Okay, when we are thinking this is a liability, but actually is that can be that can be converted into the asset. Okay, so that is a reframing message where something we thought was bad is actually good, and something we always thought was good is actually bad. Okay, so something we thought was ugly is actually beautiful. So that reframe your thinking, that give you new thinking, that's known as the reframing messages. Now, message writing, most important thing, will understand it. With mobile virtually in every hand, be it a student of secondary or higher secondary standard, housewife, or writing messages seems a remote possibility. We all are writing messages. But this was situation of very few years ago. The excessive use of mobile and basic phones has brought forth the inconvenience caused by these otherwise quite useful device. Okay, and their use had been banned at many places like school, offices, hospitals. In many other places, we cannot use mobile, where they are considered more disturbing instrument than a convenience to the user. Okay, so although member of the family, classmates, colleagues, bosses, employees have to write a scores of messages for others, so thus learning to write a short and clear message is very important writing skill to be mastered. Okay, so your main important thing that you need to concentrate, that how to write a short and clear message. Okay, now format: date, time, name of a person to whom the message is directed, body of message, name of the writer and sender. A point to remember while you are framing a message, something you need to remember that the most important details should be written. You are writing 20 lines, but you are forgetting to write a most important thing, so that is useless message. No new information should be added. Okay, grammatically correct sentence should be there. Indirect and reported speech should be used. The message should be written in simple language and without any abbreviation. Check your message before you submit and send it. Be friendly and polite when you are writing a message. Avoid pun, ambiguity, witticism, in short word that would create a confusion or a chaotic situation. See, children, I have given you one example on your screen where, see, such kind of example or such type of question will come in your exam, okay, where the conversation will be given, and that conversation you need to, where they will be asking you to frame a message in within a 50 words, okay. So that conversation you need to convert into the short and simple message, okay. So, you receive a telephone call from your mother's office when she is not at home, and you have the following conversation with the speaker. But you have to go for your tuition class. So, you need to leave a message for your mother. So, write the message within 50 words using the information given below. See, children, so here information is given and you need to convert it to the virtual message in a 50 words. So, Ambuj, hello, Mr. Rastogi. Hello, may I speak to Ms. Dikshit, please? I'm Naresh Rastogi from the office. Ambuj, mom's not at home right now, Mr. Rastogi. In that case, can you give her a message? It is urgent. Please tell her that the meeting fixed for tomorrow has been rescheduled. Ask her to check her mail as soon as possible for the detail. Please don't forget to inform her. Ambuj, don't worry, I will tell her as soon as she returns. Okay, so see children, this is given. Okay, this is a conversation between Ambuj and Rastogi. Now here what Ambuj has to keep a message for his mother. Okay, now we'll see how to frame a message. See, message. Mom, okay, to mom, he is leaving a message to mom. Who is leaving a message? Ambuj. And what is the message? Mr. Rastogi from the office called up to say that the meeting fixed for tomorrow has been rescheduled and he want to check your mail as soon as possible for the details. He said it was urgent. See children, whatever points I told you to remember, here all the point is remembered, okay, and according to the point the message is written. So in your exam such kind of question will come, okay, and you need to write a message like that, meaning you have to convert that conversation or you have to keep important detail without any kind of confusion, without adding any new information, okay, and you have to write it very simple and you have to write very precise way. So this is how you need to write a message, okay. This is a part of your writing skill. Hope you understood. In your textbook at the end of the chapter there are many questions like this what I have given on the screen, okay. This kind of questions are given. You need to reframe the sentence. You have to frame the messages in 50 words like this. Thank you so much.